Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is another episode of the Kanga University Podcast series. The 10th episode, I am AI astronaut from Kanga Exchange. Today, we continue the topic we started in the previous episode, which means we will continue talking about decentralized finance, its possibilities, advantages, and disadvantages. We will review some of the material from the previous episode because it is a complex and intricate subject, but also enormously rich in new possibilities. As I mentioned, DeFi stands for decentralized finance. These are financial systems and various applications that operate without the supervision of external authorities. Let's take a look at an example of a bank, which is an example of CeFi, or centralized finance. A bank is a classic organization where even if we use the internet or various branches, everything ultimately goes through a central office. Someone at the central office can make a decision, for example, to block our account or to not pay out our funds. Everything is centrally regulated, rules, censorship, and certain limitations. DeFi, as I mentioned now and in the previous episode, does not have a central authority. DeFi is the opposite of the classic financial system. DeFi operates quickly, though not always. I will mention this later. DeFi operates simply, without the oversight of institutions or third parties. DeFi, decentralized finance, utilizes several important elements: cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, and smart contracts. What can we do thanks to decentralized finance? Essentially, everything we can do in centralized finance and a bit more. Some classic services we can use or offer include lending money to someone, placing our funds in interesting deposits, or simply taking out loans or credits. All of this is possible in decentralized finance. The difference compared to centralized finance is that these services are anonymous, transparent, simpler, and cheaper. The possibilities of decentralized finance are, from our perspective as people interested in blockchain and cryptocurrencies, unlimited. As the saying goes, the sky is the limit, and as our imagination and technology develop, new services and products emerge. We believe that DeFi has initiated a new era in the financial market, a new sector of the economy. Let's take a look at a few examples of how DeFi works. The most popular service in DeFi is, of course, loans and credits. This is not surprising because in our classic everyday economic cycle, we need to borrow money from someone to achieve our goals. And when we have excess money, we want to lend it to someone to benefit from their use of these funds, participating in this process through the interest we charge and eventually the return of the principal. Loans and credits based on blockchain systems, or DeFi, operate without third-party intervention and without any administration, yet they are safe. How does it work? Let me give you a classic example. It works in such a way that when I have crypto dollars, crypto złotys, or crypto euros, which I don't know what to do with, I can lend them against the collateral of other cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, KNG token, or many others. This way, I am safe as the one providing the capital because I have collateral guaranteed by DeFi, and the person borrowing from me can use and multiply the capital. If it turns out that the borrower is unable to return the funds, the collateral is converted back into crypto złotys or crypto dollars, and I am repaid, while the person who used my capital is free from future claims. In the classic financial world, such collateralized loans and loan mechanisms are very complex, complicated, and often expose capital providers to significant risks. To mitigate these risks in classic finance, one must resort to complex and intricate legal solutions. Examples of DeFi loan systems include projects like Maker, Compound, and Aave. Check them out. They are really interesting. Another example or application of DeFi is decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges, known as DEX. Decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges allow for the exchange of digital assets without a central authority. Can you imagine that? A vast number of transactions carried out daily without a system or oversight from any organization making decisions. The system controls everything and is safe and very efficient. Moreover, in the case of decentralized exchanges, you don't have to transfer your funds to such an exchange at any time. The funds are only taken from your wallet at the moment of the transaction. This is crucial because you have probably heard about centralized cryptocurrency exchanges collapsing and users losing their funds. In decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges, this risk does not exist. Your funds are only taken when you make a transaction and immediately exchanged for the other assets. What are the pros and cons of DeFi? It's not that there are only pros. I will mention these pros, but there are also a few cons we need to be aware of. But let's start with the pros. Firstly, when you use decentralized finance, you have full control over your finances. I have mentioned this, but I want to remind you once more. It's not just about not having to entrust your funds to an exchange in advance when using a DEX, a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange. It's also about the fact that when you use traditional finance, a bank or a fund, when you deposit your money, there's a chance you might never get it back. We remember the case of Cyprus, where one day all the wealthy people who had deposited their money in Cypriot banks woke up to find that 10% of their capital had been taken to cover Cyprus's obligations. We remember the Greek case when the crisis started and people rushed to ATMs and bank branches to withdraw their life savings, but they couldn't get them. In the case of DeFi, there is no such risk. You have full control over your finances. To be continued.